Hello, awesome people. I hope you're having a great day today. Today we're taking a look at the Ursula K. LeGuin 24-page short story called A Week in the Country, which is the second short story in this collection for you folks, but it's the fifth one that we've done a review of because I did a couple of faster ones. The first one I picked up was The Ones Who Walk Away from Omelas, a classic science fiction work that won a Hugo Award. That was 8 pages long. And then once I bought this collection, I figured, let's go ahead and knock it out. In this massive 700-page plus 39 short story collection. Now the previous one that started off this collection was a 40-page short story called Brothers and Sisters, and this is a sequel to that. One of the characters in this is still in the ending of that one. Is still in this one too. So he's one of the key characters in this one, but all the other characters are new. We're going to be introduced to a new family, a new group of people, and so forth, and one of his friends away. So basically what's winding up, so let's do my review of this quick little thing. Now, as a reminder, I keep my reviews spoiler free, so we won't be doing a deep dive into the spoiler things, but basically what starts off happening, our main character and a friend are on vacation on a train to a local place, and are heading out there, and he's going to be spending a week in the country, and his friend is going to be spending a week with his family. So they're both going to be out there for a week, and then they are going to be at the same place. Now, because he's going to be spending, our key POV character is and staying at the friend's house. So they're both staying at the same place. So that's basically what kicks things off with this idea of a week in the country for you folks, where his friend from college lives. So they're going home from school to check this out, and that's about 4 or 5 pages into the 24-page short story. So I'll go ahead and leave you to. But what's going to happen, and so forth. Like the previous short story, this just doesn't have the sort of an epic feel. It's a lot of dialogue heavy again. The ending is fine. I don't dislike it. I don't, but I'm not saying, oh my gosh, that's amazing, right? It doesn't have any major beats to the previous one. So I'm giving this one the same rating as the previous one, a 7 out of 10 for you folks. So there you are. As a reminder, this channel's named The Worst Thing About New Books is a quote by a French philosopher, Jacques Joubert, who said that the worst thing about new books was that they kept us from reading the old ones. And Ursula K, who's written a lot of her things before I was born in 76, and she's written a lot of influential stuff in science fiction, fantasy, 2 genres that we do cover, are key aspects of this channel. And she's hugely influential, hugely read, and a very beloved figure. So reading her things that were published decades ago are definitely older works and are a key aspect of the passion of this channel. Now, again, she's heavily influential. We've done 2 novels of hers for this channel that I've reviewed. One I read about 5 or 6 years ago called The Left-Handed Darkness. That's a classic. Another work that I read for this channel a couple of years ago called The Lathe of Heaven, which was on my bucket list and was one of my favorite novels that I read that year in a wrap-up novel, in a wrap-up channel that I did of my 5 favorite novels that I read that year. So that's kind of cool. Anyway, so let's check it out. So anyway, like I said, she's very influential, and that's the science fiction side. On the fantasy side, she's probably more influential because she created the wizard kid at a wizard school, with all the tropes and all the archetypes with her Earthsea series for young adults. That was spawned the Harry Potter franchise and many other things that have taken their cues from Harry Potter later on, have taken a lot of notes from, a lot of key similarities and so forth that are happening there. So it was created it. But I think that kind of goes like underrated, because I don't recall J.K. Rowling ever saying, oh yeah, I got this idea from Ursula K. LeGuin, or when I was growing up I read this, and that sort of thing. Now this short story and a couple of others in this collection aren't actually in the fantasy or science fiction genres that I cover, as well as horror that I also cover too. They're just otherwise. But considering how influential and beloved she is and award-winning she is, in these 2 genres that I cover, I'm still doing a review of them because of how impactful she was. I've done that with some other folks. For example, Robert E. Howard wrote a bunch of boxing short stories because he was an amateur boxer. And so he's written more boxing stories than he did for Conan the Barbarian, which is what put him on the map in a major way, right? So, and why he's still read to this day. So, but that was the love of his. So I reviewed some of those, and nobody gave me any pushback saying, "Why are you reviewing boxing stories?" It's not when you go R3 genres, right? Similarly, somebody like somebody like Stephen King has written a lot of horror stuff, and that's what he's known for, has written some things outside the horror genre. And I don't think anybody would mind if I were to go out and say, okay, let's knock out this novel by Stephen King and do a review of it. It's not no horror genre. I don't think anybody's going to be complaining because that's what he's known for, right? And is influential. So there you are. I'll go ahead and leave you to it. Have you read the short story A Week in the Country? If so, what did you think about it? Did you agree or disagree with my 7 out of 10? Would you like to talk about spoilers or the ending? Let's do it. If you enjoyed this, why not hit that subscribe button? There's going to be a lot more to follow. And then finally, I just want to thank you so much for taking some time out of your day and investing it and watching my video. We all have so many things that are happening in our lives, and we're pulled in so many different directions. So the fact that you spent this time with me is incredibly humbling, and I appreciate it. So thanks again. Have an amazing day.